As a matter of fact, we were together back in Las Vegas about a year ago, and there's no way anybody had any idea what was going to happen to our industry and our country over the past year. I want to thank the dealers for really having a great year and bouncing back extremely strong and delivering what I feel is some really strong results. So before we get into just some of the details of what we did in 2020, let's just do a quick recap of what happened in the industry. The industry absolutely collapsed, call it March, April, May, but we have been seeing some pretty strong rebounding over the past few months. The year ended at 14.9 million SAR, and again, based on what we were dealing with early in the year, that's put some pretty good results. How did we do? At total, 1.82 million units. The industry was down 15, we were down 17. Hey, we lost a little bit of share at total, but the majority of that came right out of the fleet organization, and it's all rental. That's good news for us as we drive improved residuals, as we reduce our rental, and we were able to favor all of our production, getting it back into the retail channel and trying to get you stocked up as quick as possible. On the retail side, we finished at 1.5 million units. It was an 11.8 share, down 9 in an industry that was down 9, so we held serve. And as you can see by the tracker, we delivered 155,000 units less year over year, but held our share flat. It's certainly not where we wanted to be when we take a look at what GM and Ford both did, with GM picking up 0.6 a share year over year and Ford picking up 0.2. But again, overall, a pretty good results. But we did have a really good year and a lot of things to celebrate. When we were together a year ago, we talked about adjusting the floor plan program. In 2019, your floor plan expense was a major drain on your financials. We made some changes. We had reduction in inventory, you had a reduction in overall interest rate, and we changed the formula of how we reimburse you. With all of that, we turned 2019 at $147 cost to $166 credit in 2020. So congratulations, that's a good plus to your financial statements. And again, that was a good support from our National Dealer Council. Hey, as we walked into a COVID situation in the month of March and April, there was absolutely no playbook. We worked very closely with the National Dealer Council to open up the lines of communication between manufacturer and dealer as we rewrote the rules on a weekly basis to make sure that we can all kind of get through it. The network team supported our dealers with how do they apply for the CARES money. We pulled together how the dealer does online retailing, protocols to keep your showroom and your customers safe. Again, collectively, with the communication back and forth, we were able to weather the storm. Significant changes also in 2021 for CTP. I'm not going to steal Phil's thunder, but we are going to make some significant changes in the coming year. The one that I'm most happy about is when the vehicles come out of service, they will all be eligible for new car incentives. It's still, the important part is taking care of the customer and using these vehicles, but again, we're going to make it easier for you to put it in and out of your portfolio and be able to make some money. The biggest piece, I think, is a huge change in philosophy for our organization. We transitioned from volume growth program to our volume sales driver program. No objectives. How nice, not fighting with our dealers every single month since last March on whether the objective is right or wrong for your dealership. Hey, look, I'm a pretty simple guy. There's only 3 things that I'm worried about. 1, I want to make sure our dealers and my company makes money. 2, I want to make sure that we sell as many cars as we can and we grow share in the industry. And last, I want to make sure that we deliver the best customer experience in the industry, and that is pretty much our game plan. And everything else will take care of itself. When we moved into the month of April, we delivered this program, no objectives. It was $350 flat pay for all of our dealers, and it was $100 of bonus depending on you delivering us a certified internet manager, a digital retailing assessment tool, and a connectivity piece as well as we added into the back half of the year. And as we move into 2021, we've already committed no objectives for January, February, or March. Again, I need you to make money, I need you to sell cars, and I need you to grow share. I think this program has been beneficial for both us and you, and I'm looking forward to holding this together as best we can in 2021. So just keep selling, and we'll be able to sell the house, continue this activity. The next piece that I feel was a big milestone for our organization in 2020 was your transition to online retailing. You know, I think this was going to come eventually, but I think the pandemic certainly pushed this ahead a lot faster than we thought it was going to. We had a program that was ready. Our ORE tool was maybe not ready for prime time in April, but the dealers adopted it. The consumers appreciated it, and I think it helped drive a record level market share in the month of April at 14.1%. We are never going back. Customers like doing business online, and again, we'll continue to enhance that program as the year goes on. Just a couple of examples. Our brand leads on a year-over-year basis were up 104%. Our dealer leads were up 62% on a year-over-year basis, and the digital retailing leads represented 20% of our overall December sales. This process absolutely works, and we'll continue to transition, and as you saw the last 60 days, we launched eShop. So again, thank you for your dedication and your engagement to launch online retailing in your stores. As I said earlier, customer experience is extremely important to us. I don't know about you, but I am absolutely tired of being on the bottom of the J.D. Power SSI survey. We did make significant improvements. We improved our customer experience SSI. That's a 6% increase on a year-over-year basis. And we improved every one of these metrics. OS Plus, we started here at 63. And I think I recall at the last meeting, I actually said it's process. 100% of your oil change customers get a bill. Why not 100% of your new car customers that get an OS Plus email? We moved that from 63 to 80% in the month of December. So it just shows, if you put your mind to it, you put the processes in place in your dealership, we can absolutely make it happen. So nice job and appreciate the support. So let's move on to some of our brand highlights, because our products are absolutely off the hook and completely resonate in the marketplace. Well, let's start with Ram. Ram, we had the second best ever retail sales year, breaking 500,000 sales. Three-peat Motor Trend Truck of the Year with the TRX. Never has ever happened before, and I don't think any other manufacturers got any shot at making that happen. And the 2020 DT was awarded the IHS Top Safety Pick. So nice job by the Ram brand. Moving on to the Jeep brand. The Wrangler achieved its highest ever industry share. Grand Cherokee maintained the #1 position in the full-size SUV segment, and Gladiator was up 60% year over year. And I'm sure you're watching all the videos and the launches. 2021 for Jeep is going to be absolutely off the hook, as the barrage of new products that are coming your way are really going to drive incremental sales for your dealership. Moving on to the Chrysler brand, Pacifica has the most standard safety of any vehicle in the industry, and it's the only plug-in hybrid in the entire industry for a minivan. And also, we launched this year the most capable minivan with all-wheel drive, and we also launched a ultra-luxury model with the Pinnacle. So good news there with Pacifica. Moving on to the Dodge brand. First time ever, any domestic brand was #1 in J.D. Power Appeal and IQS study. So congratulations to the Dodge brand. Charger and Challenger achieved 85 sales records last year. Challenger beat Camaro for the 4th year in a row, and we beat Mustang 5 months in 2020. And the new 710 horsepower Durango SRT Hellcat, most powerful SUV ever, completely sold out, and we're looking forward to getting that beast on the street. So nice job for the Dodge brand. And moving on to Alpha. This brand continues to grow. 2020, our sales were up 4% year over year. We grew retail share every month in 2020. Stelvio achieved its highest sales month ever in December, and quadrupled brand loyalty from 11 to 45%. So the Alpha brand is here to stay, and it's absolutely gaining momentum in the marketplace. So let's move into 2021. You know what? The industry is going to come back. We've got the total industry forecasted at 16.1 million units. That's up 8% in total on a year-over-year basis, just slightly down from 2019. And we have a sales plan that we're looking to achieve, and we're not really being aggressive, in my opinion. Our sales number in 2021 is equivalent to what you've already done in 2019. But as you can see, the majority of our year-over-year growth is going to come from the Jeep brand. We have some growth from Ram, but Jeep is good for 127,000 units year over year. And how are we going to achieve this plan? Hey, a lot of it is every manufacturer's out there looking for growth, but we're going to give you the product in the marketplace that's going to make this happen. Let's just start with the 4th quarter. We haven't even seen some of these on the street yet. TRX, you should just be seeing those delivered in your showroom. The Durango update, the MCA, off the hook. The Pacifica MCA as well. good tools to drive incremental sales in your dealership. The Wrangler 4xe, the Wrangler 392, all brand new products. Nobody's got those, no natural predators, good growth. You just saw the Grand Cherokee L as well, another unit, off the hook, brand new facility, great product. That will drive incremental retail for us as well. We've got a mid-cycle on Compass, and then we have been waiting. The Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer is going to come in the third quarter to help us absolutely crush the marketplace and drive some incremental sales. And then lastly, we've got a ProMaster MCA in the fourth quarter. So we've got a lot of significant product enhancements, new products in the marketplace and launches that are going to help us achieve the 141,000 units of year-over-year sales growth that we're looking for. So, hey, for our dealers, I'm looking forward to a big year. So let's just move on to the marketing piece of it. Hey, we're back. We have a really good layer of Tier 1. Tier 2, we stepped away a little bit in 2020 given the pandemic, but we are back. We are on every month, and we're in full force. At Tier 3, for the first quarter, $125 million is available for Tier 3 advertising. And we also instituted, as part of our VSD program, a $100 kicker that your business centers will help direct to make sure that we maximize traffic and maximize sales. I know they're working closely with the dealer network currently, and we're going to absolutely knock it out of the park with the incremental dollars that are available at Tier 3. So just kind of the call to action to close it out. One, we need you to grow your business. It's important that we capitalize on all the new product launches and the mid-cycles that we have available to us. I need you to work closely with your BCs. They are going to provide the necessary direction to help us grow our business and have an absolutely outstanding year. Take advantage of the all-new and refreshed products that are going to be available to you. We need you to invest in your business, your people, and your processes. Your profitability is good. As I said when I started, profitability is one of my key drivers. But if you're making money, I need you to invest in your people. I need you to invest in your facility. I need you to invest in your business. And lastly, I'm asking that you commit to delivering the best customer experience in the industry. I am tired of being on the bottom of SSI. Our products are good. Our dealers are off the hook. There is no reason for us to be there. We're looking to move that needle in 2021. So with that, thank you again for your time, and let me turn it over to Mr. Phil Langley. Thank you again.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope this finds you healthy and well, and I look forward to the time that we can meet together in person. Getting into the presentation, much like Jeff's, I want to talk about what happened in 2020 and certainly what the outlook is for 2021. We had some real successes in 2020, one being dealer profitability, absolutely off the charts. It was really good to see that all of our efforts have paid dividends for us, and dealers are extremely healthy now. Customer experience, we also made some progress this year. More dealers qualify for the Customer First Award for Excellence, which is awesome. And we've also done better in the J.D. Power SSI survey. And then finally, Customer Data Platform. It's a new initiative that we're creating. We've been working on this for about a year now, and we think it's going to pay huge dividends in the customer experience. So let's talk about dealer profitability. If you look at the top of the line here, top line, this is a graph showing return on sales. In the middle is our profitability, net earnings for each dealership on average. And then finally, our percent of profitable dealers in the network. Look at the net earnings for the network, up 96% year over year to 1.4 million on average. Unbelievable. And you can see how that compares to the 10 years prior. Absolutely phenomenal growth over this past year. And quite frankly, most of that growth was due to the new car department. Grosses were up on average 55%. Front-end grosses were up 55%. Back-end grosses up 20%. So all the department really functioned really well this year and obviously contributed to the bottom line. Also, 92% of our dealers made money this year. Unbelievable, quite frankly. I've been with the company over 30 years, and I can't remember a time when that percent of profitability reached over 92%. So job well done. And if you look at return on sales at the top, our benchmark has always been about 2%. That's where we want it to be. And this year, we were up huge, almost double from prior year to 2.64%. We still believe there's opportunity for improvement in that, and we're going to be working towards that over the next year. We think 3% is a doable goal. Obviously, that helps you with your franchise value, and we're very focused on that and making it happen. Okay, moving on to customer experience. And last year, this is our step chart that we show that kind of shows our progress against our goals. We started the year with just over 640 dealers that had qualified for the Customer First Award for Excellence. By the end of the year, we've added almost a third more dealers. Over 900 dealers have achieved the award for this year. Exactly what we want to see. Exactly what J.D. Power tells us, that dealers that do achieve this award score better. And that's what we're looking for, as Jeff mentioned, to increase our performance in the SSI and the CSI survey from J.D. Power. Jeff mentioned OS Plus, a huge effort there, and I really appreciate the attention by your store in making this happen. We finished at over 80% for the month of December, which was awesome from where we started the year at just over 60%. And then Jeff mentioned also the behaviors that we've been tracking and working with your dealership. Our field people are definitely focused on the behaviors. These are the KPIs, if you will, that J.D. Power tells us that if we work on and put a solid process in place, we will definitely do better in the J.D. Power survey. And the new 2020 SSI survey just came out in December. This is a comparison between 2019 and 2020. We made some progress. I'll point out in particular Dodge, up 33 points year over year, which was a phenomenal success, outpacing Toyota, outpacing Hyundai, outpacing Kia. So made a lot of progress there, but you'll note at the bottom, we still got some brands, volume brands, that we need to bring up. We did outpace the industry in growth this year. All of our competitors improved their standing in the J.D. Power ranking this year, earning more points. We did as well. We moved up 14 points. The industry moved up 12. So thank you for your efforts there. And we think that this coming year is really going to pay off for us in the J.D. Power standings. Okay, I mentioned it quickly in the opening about the customer data platform. This is a new initiative that we started this year to really support the customer experience, not only from a shopping experience, but also through the ownership experience. You know, we get tons of input from customers through your dealership, through FCA, through our call centers, through interactions with our websites. And quite frankly, it's been very siloed in the past. We want to be able to pull all that together and pull together a profile that matches what the wants and needs for that customer are and how we can better serve them and keep them in the fold from a loyalty and retention point of view for both sales and for service. And really the foundation for the customer data platform is an initiative we started in the fourth quarter. You might be aware of the data usage and exchange agreement that we launched with the dealer body in September. We've made a lot of progress. This is the basis for CDP. It's sharing information from your dealership to us, we sharing the same information back to you, and also including third parties, and hopefully sell more cars. We didn't do this agreement in a vacuum. We reached out to NADA at the beginning of the year, and literally before we put any pen to paper, we had input from NADA. We know in the past we've tried efforts like this before, but we wanted to make sure that this was an absolute, inclusive, upfront, open conversation with NADA and National Dealer Council to get their buy-in on the whole project. And we were able to accomplish that. So I appreciate, you taking the time. If you haven't signed the data agreement, please get on Dealer Connect and do so. Okay, moving on to 2021. Big year for us, huge product onslaught, especially I would call this the year of the Jeep. We've got great new products coming. You can see them in the background here. Just awesome and off the charts. And we're looking forward to the opportunity that that's going to provide for your dealership and certainly for us in reaching our sales goals. So again, products we've launched and are about to launch are going to be huge. We're going to be bringing in new customers that we haven't seen in our showrooms in the past, a whole new segment that we haven't competed in before, lots of opportunity for growth and bringing new customers into the fold. From a network perspective, we look at facilities, the customer experience, and then obviously training. Those are the areas that we touch most from the network department. Facilities, I think all of you are very familiar, or hopefully you're very familiar with the new incentive plan that we put in place to support new construction and renovations to facilities to accommodate a new Jeep showroom in your dealership. It's called the Wagoneer Premium Achievement Program. It's on Dealer Connect. Please make sure that you see what's available and how your plan could work in your dealer to maximize your earnings potential in this program. But facilities, for those of you that have seen our new Jeep standalone concept, it's awesome. We'll have 90 stores open within the next month or so that will be fully operational. It really exudes what we're trying to project to our customers, and especially the Jeep customer. More of a lifestyle look, and certainly meets their needs as a Jeep buyer and what they want to see from a Jeep dealership. And then the customer experience. We're expanding customer experience, obviously, to address the new customers that are going to be coming in our dealership and really going after these new products, Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer in particular. And we want to make sure that experience meets their needs and expectations. So a lot of emphasis there. You'll hear more about the Wagoneer promises and what we're trying to deliver from a brand standard with Wagoneer. And then finally, training. Training is huge. You have to have your salespeople prepared and ready to tackle all of the new products, making sure that they understand everything about the products, because they're going to be seeing a whole new customers I mentioned earlier, and we want to make sure that they can address their needs. Particularly in the new Jeep facility, we've had great response from the dealers in the Wagoneer Premium Achievement Program, and dealers being involved in this. We've had over 700 dealers that have chosen to go down the path of either separating Jeep from their store completely or doing the CDR plus J, as we call it, but bottom line, establishing a new showroom for the Jeep vehicles. Great participation, 700, almost half the volume that we expect from Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer is covered at this point. If you haven't made that decision to go forward with this, please take the time to read the rules and understand exactly what it means to your dealership from a net profit standpoint. It's huge. So we're pretty much in the planning stages right now of getting all these facilities up and ready to go as fast as we possibly can. And get them operational certainly by the time the product shows up and we have most of the volume out there. So if you're still wondering about the program or you don't know all the details, make sure you talk to your dealer placement managers inside the business center. Okay, from a customer experience point of view, and I mentioned this a bit earlier, J.D. Power tells us that if we're focused on certain KPIs or gaps in the process where we need to make improvement, we will definitely do better in the J.D. Power survey. So you see on the graph here, we're showing both the sales and service, let's call it the perfect process, but you notice underneath are some KPIs that we're definitely going to be focused on. And that's really understanding the needs, wants and needs of the customer, using technology during the sales process, making sure that the vehicle is delivered in an absolute perfect condition. Certainly something that the customer expects. And then demonstrate the function of the vehicle. That's very important, as we know, and J.D. Power continually tells us that. And then finally, following up with a customer after the sale. Very, very important. And certainly on the same thing on the service side. We've identified those KPIs that certainly give us a good score when they get the J.D. Power survey. Okay, I mentioned the Wagoneer 10 customer promises. I wanted to quickly make sure you understood what those were. We think most of them are very common sense, if you will, and they're shared responsibility between you, the dealer, and FCA. First of all, we want your store to be customer first. As I mentioned, we want to increase the number of customer first dealers. It's just good business for us. It's proven that customer first dealers do a better job of handling customers. We also want you to use technology in the sales and service process. It's not a new thing. It's been there a while. Just like online retailing, it's another technological advancement that has been there, but we really haven't taken advantage of in the past. Fill a car up when the vehicle is delivered to the customer. A Wagoneer, we're going to require that you do a Wagoneer because we're paying for it. FCA is going to pay for that full tank of gas. We want when a Wagoneer, Grand Wagoneer comes in your shop for service, we'd like for that vehicle to be washed and clean and in better condition than when the customer first brought it in. And then obviously offer all the remote pickup, concierge service, if you will, for the customers because they'll definitely expect that. Jeff mentioned the CTP program. We're very excited about the new program, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And then obviously scheduling and check-in. Customers love to have that option to do that. Hopefully, we'll have an app ready. We will have an app ready. And then certainly we want you to have Wi-Fi available in your dealership, available for your customers when they're in the waiting room and what have you, and all the conveniences that Wi-Fi provides. And then finally, we're also setting up a call center for Wagoneer customers specifically. So a lot of things going on with Wagoneer customer promises, but we think they're going to be relatively easily implemented in your store. Okay, so with our new product launches, we certainly have a huge task to make sure that our salespeople are trained and prepared to handle the customers when they come in the dealership. We're going to do our normal experiential training, which I'm sure most of you have attended or are familiar with over the years. It's award-winning training programs. We're going to be doing those both for Grand Cherokee L and certainly the Wagoneer. They'll be in dealership, and we'll also have experiential ride and drives where you actually come to a location and you'll drive competitive vehicles and obviously learn about all the attributes of the Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer. The first training starts in May and then followed by another training class in July. I mentioned training of the salespeople. The Wagoneer Ambassador Program is a huge new effort. We've had the expert program in place for the last few years. It's been tremendously received. We had a record number of individuals attain expert over this past year, and we're looking forward to growing that with the Wagoneer. So there's an opportunity to be a Wagoneer ambassador if you hit the minimum training requirements. We'll have that ready for you by May. And then finally, I mentioned the technology piece. We've introduced a tablet program that, quite frankly, I think is the best in the industry. You can rent an Apple iPad from us for $5 per month per tablet. You can't find that anywhere else. And if you're non-certified, it's $10 per month. I hope you take advantage of that. Okay, moving on to CTP and loaner cars. Jeff mentioned the redesign of the program. I think this is an absolute winner for you. We've certainly listened to the input from dealers. We've looked around the industry to see how other manufacturers do it, and we think we've got a great program. As Jeff mentioned, you will be paid full retail incentives at the time that the vehicle is taken out of service. We have very affordable insurance rates that come along with the vehicle and very flexible terms in how long you need to keep them in service and all the benefits of that. We just want to make sure that you use these vehicles with your customers. We announced it on January 21st, and please get involved in it. It's a great program. I just want to put it in focus for you. You know, we've had $100 per vehicle that we paid on the Customer First Award for Excellence since inception in 2017. $100, great, and we'll continue to do that. We budgeted about $170 million from the company to spend on that, but we're taking it to a whole new level with Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer and the 10 promises and being Wagoneer certified, if you will. It's going to be outstanding. We've got opportunity to win bonus payments that on the average are $2,100, not $100, but $2,100 that you can use in your facility. Make sure you make yourself very familiar with the program and what it means to your dealership. So, in summary, lots of things going on, as you know. A lot of things that we need to get done this year, certainly with the new product launches that we have coming. You know, the Wagoneer Premium Achievement Program is first and foremost. Making sure that your salespeople are properly trained and ready to handle the customers as they come into your store for these new products is imperative. And we look forward to making a lot of progress there, and especially on customer experience. There's obviously bonus payments made for achieving customer first and for achieving the Wagoneer bonus. So please take advantage of that and make it work for your dealership and maximizing your opportunities. And then finally, dealership profitability. As I mentioned earlier, we've got that goal of 3% return on sales. And we think it's achievable, and we know we'll get there, and it just means great things for you. Obviously, your bottom line is better, and then really the important thing is the value of the franchise increases dramatically. Thank you, and I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Phil, and welcome everyone. You know, first I want to do is I want to thank you for your business, and more importantly, I want to thank you for your customer responsiveness in 2020. You really did amazing things. And during my update, what I'd like to do is give you a little bit of what those successes were and how we can build upon those and how we head into 2021, which has a great number of opportunities for us. And as we grow and recover in 2021, you know, I think it's important that we understand, I want you to understand where the market opportunity really exists. And in the service and parts world, we measure market opportunity by units in operation. And thanks to your great sales success over the last few years, you've continued to grow these units in operation. And if you look at this from 2019 at 17.8 million vehicles to 2021 up to 19.5 million vehicles, that's 10% of additional growth opportunity for you to go after. In addition to the growth in the units in operation, there's also the growth in the age of the vehicle. So yes, vehicles are getting a little bit older. Hey, but that's great news for us, because when you put those two things combined, increased volume and increased age of the vehicle, it means one thing to the service and parts side of the business. It just means more growth, more opportunity. And speaking of growth, you guys have been on a great roll over the past few years in terms of our Mopar sales growth. If you look at this, 49% compounded growth back from 2014 to where we're at. And sure, we all took a stumble in 2020, but you actually held on to market share and actually grew it because you were off less than the rest of the industry. So my hat's off to you in terms of your performance in 2020. And when we look to the comparison of like 21 to 19, because that's really more of the competitive comparison we will look at right now, we see growth going up by 8%. And I love this particular chart because really, it's not just about the top line. We don't talk just about the top line. We talk about the bottom line. Phil hit upon some key points about continued improvements in your return on sales and your profitability. And through this growth curve, along with a pandemic, this is a chart that I really love to put up there. And it talks about you maintaining and improving strong, stable, parts margins. So great job. Now, here's another opportunity, though, to improve upon profitability, and that sits in service retention. And frankly, when you look at this, I talked a little bit about earlier in terms of the units in operation. Yes, growth in the volume, but I also said that the age of the vehicles are growing. Now, what does that mean? I'll put it in perspective. That means customers now have more choices. They have 180,000 independent repair facilities to potentially take their vehicles to. So separating your customer experience and your service expertise is going to be vital to take over and win in this competition for the customer. And frankly, at the 42% in terms of our retention, there's nothing but upside. And I think collectively, if we put our minds to it and we focus on this, we can go after and gain more profitability for your dealerships. And as an example, just if we get to the industry average, the bottom line can be added to a dealer at 125,000 additional. That's just getting to the industry average. And I don't think you dealers are average dealers. Now, as we go after this increased, opportunity in terms of this returning set of customers that are there, what it's going to mean that we need to put more attention, more emphasis on the service and parts marketing. Why? Well, the effort's going to be even harder because if we look at the trend in terms of warranty, it means that there's less warranty business coming in. And you look at 2020, we were down 26% in terms of when we look at warranty and recalls combined. Now, we expect that trend to continue. Hey, let's face it, we've all been asking for this. Less warranty work, less recalls, more customer pay work. That's what we want. Well, it's here. And so we have to go after it. And it means that we'll have less customers coming in. I'll call it the free service traffic because they're not coming in for a recall for a warranty activity. They're coming in because you've created the relationship and you've brought them in. So we got to double down on our efforts to grow the retail marketing and the service and parts to go after this side of the business. Now, another enabler to retention and profitability is in the connected vehicle and the connected customer. And hats off to you. You've done a great job driving and improving that up to the 70% of a connected vehicle and customer in December. But what does that mean? We know there's a lot of benefits to having a connected customer, connected vehicle. But there's two things maybe you don't know about. I thought I'd highlight them to you. Number one is that adds additional service retention. Those customers that are connected have a 10 to 10 point increased service retention over a non-connected customer. And even maybe more important, you could argue, is that those connected customers come in and they spend between $15 and $25 of additional business to you for parts and labor on a repair order. So I guess it just goes to say that it pays to really get the vehicle and the customer connected. And another enabler that's going to help fuel this retention in 2021 is Jeep Wave. Now, we've launched this across the board. All 21 model year Jeeps now are eligible for Jeep Wave. And when you look at the program, there's a lot of benefits, but the two really important benefits that help drive retention, it's in the 3 complimentary oil changes and the tire rotations. And we've done other programs in the past, and we've studied this. And we know that this will add loyalty, not only in service, but also in repeat sales. So we are encouraging you and saying you got to get behind this, making sure your entire dealership is focused on it, understands it, and communicate it, because you and us, we can all win by continuing to improve in this particular space. Now, Phil has shown this. Jeff alluded to JD Power. I think I need to give you a little bit of a point on it as well. We know that in this particular performance, we're at the bottom. We can no longer be at the bottom. And, you know, it's important that we understand it. It's important that we're going to put actions in place to correct it. But really, you got to ask the first question, am I prepared? Am I ready? So we're going to challenge you. Are you ready with your service departments to continue to improve upon that service experience, providing maybe more convenient scheduling options? Are you providing a consistent express service? And are you creating an environment in the service experience that says a customer wants to come back beyond the first visit, but for the second, third, and fourth, and continued repeat business? Now, I'm not going to preach to you. I'm not trying to preach to you. We're in this thing together, and we've identified, and we will continue to identify where the opportunities lie. And we look at this from a gap side of the situation, and we know where the gaps are. Our teams are focused on continuing to help you to improve here. And credit to you, you had double-digit improvement in our internal CSI scores for 2020. Now, we need more double-digit type gains and improvements there, but you did a great job on that. And Jeff noted as well, same thing on SSI. But at the end of the day, the metric that everybody looks to is the benchmark JD Power. So our focal points in 2021 are going to be on the service quality, they'll be on fixed first visit, and the service advisor. And we really need to get the whole collective group focused on process improvement. We're going to attack the gaps, we're going to know where they're at, we're going to continue to improve in this particular space. And, you know, there's no place to run, no place to hide. We as a company are now at upper quartile performance and product quality. There are no excuses. We need to work together as a team between sales, service, dealer network, along with the dealer body to make improvements in this particular area. I know we can do it, and we're dead ass focused on it. And when I speak about the overall technician growth, that's another opportunity. We talked before about recovery. We talked about the growth that exists, the needs that exist there. This is another one. I know you know it. You need more techs. But what you didn't know maybe, and maybe what you're not focused on perhaps, is light duty techs. We need more of the light maintenance type techs to come in, because as this mix of increased retail customers coming back and us working to drive more of those retail customers, it's going to be more of that light maintenance type work that's going to need to be done. So, reminder, we've got a great program with the Mopar CAP program that, with the dealer network team that exists out there. We have 9,000 available students today. We're adding more schools in 2021, 5 more schools, and we're adding a lot more new vehicles for these people, these folks that are in this business to be trained upon. So it's another great opportunity we want to continue to focus on. Now, Jeff mentioned the increased sales plan for 2021, up 9%. I think that's going to be easier for you. That's my opinion. But it's another opportunity to increase accessory sales. And what we've come up with is 3 things to continue to help in that process. The first one is we've launched our new Mopar accessory portal that's on Dealer Connect. We have all the assets that are available, digital assets, cataloging, points of display material, all there to help you ease your ability to go to market on accessories. And then secondly, we've launched a new accessory sales tool to help the sales team in your dealerships sell more accessories. It's got a visualizer capability, online and dealer build and price capability, and it also can basically coordinate amongst the departments on pricing and availability of the accessory. That's the second thing. And lastly, we are expanding our offerings, and we're doing something a little bit different. We've launched a new Mopar Wheelworks program. We've partnered with Black Rhino. They have over 28 offerings that we were able to immediately bring to the marketplace and provide as additional options on Wranglers and Gladiators. And We've integrated that into count as part of your accessory programs and incentive programs. So we're very focused on continuously improving the accessory sales capabilities for you, so you can continue to grow this side of the business. Because frankly, I think we've got a lot of upside there, and we need to collectively push harder in this space. And even though I joke with Jeff about increased sales opportunity, there's a lot of great new products that are coming here. It's a great opportunity to establish this on the new products as well. So, hey, just to kind of wrap everything up here, I want to hit on a few things that are important. Obviously, number one, strong market growth opportunity that exists. You look at those units in operation, strong growth that exists there. Age of the population of the vehicle, strong opportunity, and obviously the added accessories that are available. And second is the customer experience. We've all talked about it. It's time now to make the improvements that are necessary to put you back up where you belong, and not at the bottom, but moving towards the top. That's where you belong on this. So we'll continue to focus on this key service behaviors, and we're going to continue to find and create the convenience and the positive service experiences for the customer. And lastly is the opportunity, the huge opportunity that exists on service retention. So go after that retail opportunity, go after the utilization of Jeep Wave to help that, and go after capitalizing on the opportunities in connected vehicles. First of all, again, I want to thank you on the behalf of Jeff and Phil and myself and what you've done, your contributions to us, and we look forward to having our best year ever in 2021 with you. Thanks.